Hello everybody, my name is Mariia and I'm an English teacher with 9 years of experience. In this video, I'm going to be talking about different confusing words. If you're an English learner, especially of Ukrainian origin, just like me, I am from Rivne, hello. So typically, me, just like different Ukrainian learners, struggle with different confusing words. You see, the situation is that in the Ukrainian language, we can have one word which can be translated in 2 different ways, or maybe in 3 different ways, or maybe in 4 different ways to English sometimes. So our struggle is to understand which English word you need to use in different situations. So today I'm going to be talking about the basic difference between different main confusing words. One more really interesting detail is that, I'm a teacher, and before I start cooperation with the student, I send some sort of a questionnaire that can help me determine the level of the student. And interestingly enough, I'm not sure why and how, but many people, they struggle with the same topics and with the same issues and with the same confusing words. So these confusing words that I'm going to be talking today to you, these are actually the words that most of the students who came to me struggle with. So let's see if these words are strange, weird, odd to you too or not. So let's get going, buckle up. Here is the first pair of words. Let's start with the word another versus other. So these 2 words are translated the same into the Ukrainian language. Here you see the translation on the screen. So the word another is typically used only with a singular object. For example, another mouse, another girl, another book, another project, another team, another task. While the word other is used when you're talking about plural objects. 2, 3, and more. So 2 and more. For example, other projects, other teams, other girls, other mice, etc. Another for one object, other for many objects. The next pair of words is solve and decide. You use the word solve when you're talking about something bad, about something negative. So this could be common collocations like solve a problem or solve an issue. Issue is the synonym to the word problem. Or solve an obstacle. It could be something confusing as well, like solve a puzzle, solve a riddle, solve a mystery. While the word decide you use when you're just talking about making some decisions, like making some choices, choosing certain things, right? Like I decided to quit smoking. This was my conscious decision, the thing that I thought about, that I made up in my mind and then proceeded with it in real life. So make a decision, decide, could be about different things, good, bad, while solve, usually about something negative or confusing. The next 2, these are the words so and such. I also hear them quite often from my students. So the word so you usually use with an emotion, with a description. For example, oh, so beautiful, or oh, so cool, so interesting, so amazing. Or on the contrary, so bad, so sad, so depressed, etc. And the word such you have to use if after this emotion and description you give an object, a noun, or a person. For example, such an interesting thought, or such a great story, such a wonderful event, such a beautiful lady, such a cute puppy, etc. So when you mention somebody or something, you don't need to say so, you need to say such. But if you just give in description, emotion, then so is okay. The next pair of words is for versus during. So the word for we use when we are speaking about some time processes. For example, for a week, for a month, for a year, for 5 seconds, for 1 second, for 2 minutes, etc. So for plus time period. And we say during when we are talking about an event or a situation. For example, during my vacation, during my winter holiday, during the pandemic times, during the war, etc. So during plus event, situation, for plus time period. Next pair of words is for and since. The translation in Ukrainian is, as always, the same, but I will help you understand the difference. So the word from is used when we are talking about future. From has many different meanings, but if we are talking about the time, you use from when you speak about future situations. From next week, from next Monday, from the following day, so we are always looking into the future. While you say the word since when you're talking about the past. Since last Monday, since last Thursday, since 2020, since 2022. So since last weekend, since plus past events. From, that's with future. The next pair could be a little bit confusing, but don't you worry, I'm gonna help you. So these are the words can and may. The word can is used when you're talking about physical abilities, what you can really do. For example, I can swim, I can dance, I can sing, I can do this task quickly. I can do this project in 10 days, for example. While you use the word may when you are not really sure about something. For example, she may be busy, or I may come to you, I don't know now. You should take an umbrella because it may rain. So you use the word may when we are talking about possibilities, synonym to perhaps, synonym to maybe. Don't confuse it with the situations when you're talking about your abilities. That's when we use the word can. The next confusing pair of words, that's going to be by versus until. So we use the word by when we are talking about some deadlines. I need to do this by Friday. Friday is the last possible date, time when I can do this. I have to figure this out by tomorrow's evening. Again, this is the last possible time when I need to present something, hand in something, do something. Versus the word until we use when the focus is not on the deadline but on the process. For example, I was reading a book until he came. I was doing something non-stop until I was interrupted, until something happened. I was working until 8 p.m. yesterday. So the main focus is that you were doing something non-stop until the very late hour. It's not important the deadline, you didn't want to finish something, complete or hand in something by certain time, like 8 p.m., but your main goal of the sentence was to show that this process was non-stop, that you were doing something all time until the certain hour. So until about process and by about deadline. And the last words, these are going to be 3 actually. So we have one Ukrainian word, here you can see it in front of you on the screen, which can be translated in 3 different ways in English, because we can use it in different situations, look at it from different angles and describe it from different perspectives. So we use this word when we are speaking most basically about time and money, and that's going to be the word spent. So if you're talking about time, money, resource, that's going to be spent. If you want to use this word in the context of saying goodbye to somebody at the railway station or at the airport, etc., that's going to be the phrasal verb see off, see somebody off. When my sister comes back to Germany, I typically see her off on the railway at the railway station. Or for example, yesterday my brother saw me off when I was going to Austria. So see off, that means saying goodbye to somebody. The last situation is going to be when you are organizing something. You can be organizing an event, a meeting, a conference, something like this. If you're working as a wedding planner or event planner, event manager, that's going to be the word hold. Or you can also use the word conduct. So hold an event or conduct an event, hold a meeting, hold a conference, conduct a meeting, conduct a conference. We've got two possible translations to this situation of organizing an event. And the last pair of words, that's going to be the words rise versus raise. So the translation to Ukrainian is the same, while in the English it's two different things a little. So when you're saying that something like this object does it on its own, for example, sun rises. Sun doesn't need your help. Sun can rise on its own. Sun rises. Dollar rises, goes up. You don't lift it, right? Dollar does it on its own. Euro rises, etc. The temperature rises. You didn't do anything to help the temperature did it on its own. But if you lifted somebody or something, you say the word raise. I raise a glass, I raise a toast for the girl I like most, if you remember this TikTok viral meme. Or I raise my hand, the student raises his or her hand. So you do the action, you lift the thing, it's raise. When this object is doing it on its own without your help, like temperature, the sun, it's gonna be rise. That's it for today. If you liked such kind of video, please put a like and leave a comment down below. Which confusing words do you find the most confusing? Please share in the comments as well. I'm wishing you to have a safe and great day and see you in my next videos. Bye!